So I'm taking apart the collet stop that was in the machine previously. It's because I'm going to take it apart and put it away. I'm going to clean out the collet a little bit. So now we got to take the collet nose off. This is an adjust true collet nose. So I like to crack loose the set screws first. That's the collet nose itself. And we kind of take the collet nose adapter off. Pop that coolant line out of the way. All right. Clean out the buttonhole. Gotta make sure you clean the belly button out. Well, we sent that flying. Crawling up like a big old walrus. So yeah, so I was crawling up there making sounds like a walrus. Right, so we'll put this stuff away. The collet noses really should go in that other box. This spindle nose adapter can put two different collet noses on it. So this is a 5C collet nose with the taper system for putting your other accessories on, which are really handy in 5C world. And then this one is a 16C collet nose. Both of them bolt to the same adapter. Both of them are adjust true, so you have to indicate them in. We're gonna grab our draw tube wrench for the chuck, which is heavily used. This is anodized because it was actually a scrap part. But this is aluminum. That's why it's all bendy like that, but it also means you can't put a lot of torque on this. You've got to get your alignment right, otherwise you start bending the handle and so you don't muck up your threads as much. And you got to get them clean. So while it's all bendy and noodly looking, I like it because it stops you from over-torquing and mucking up threads. All right, so just do an initial rough clean on it. I'll do a better clean on it after I get the chuck hanging. So we got to find a crane. So we're gonna look at the chuck over, clean it up a little bit. We're really spoiled having these cranes, but you play the cards you got. Blow that out a little bit. Very carefully. Very carefully, just using a little bit of air away from any of the motioning the tapers and wedges. So when I mentioned earlier about making sure you don't muck up your threads, these are the threads I'm talking about. So always check them over real good. Make sure there's no chips in there. You booger up these threads and it just makes it a pain in the butt for forever until you replace the chuck, or you can probably buy this part separate, but let's just not go down that road to begin with, you know? On the chuck, the thing that locates it is your buttonhole. There's my belly button there, eh? I know that buttonhole's gotta be at about, 3:30, 4 o'clock, and my top hole is at about 1 o'clock. So, this little doodad I just had Zach make up for me is just an alignment rod. I've been meaning to make one of these for a long time. Pretty easy to make, really. So we put that alignment rod in so we'll be able to align on our top hole, or near top hole. So we should line up on that hole here. That hole here should line up with that stud we just threaded in, and it should land our button right on its buttonhole. All right, I'm gonna check it real quick, make sure I like that alignment. All right, so that gets us pretty close. Now we got to line up the draw tube, thread on the draw tube. I like to get that started while it's loose. If it doesn't start right away, it just means your height's off a little bit. All right, what do I do with the bolts? There they are. Uh-oh, we're missing one. So we're gonna grab it like that. We go through every other bolt. Just give it a little smidge first. Oops, that was the same one. And just double check they're all torqued. All right, let's double check this. So we still want to have about the same 80 all the way around. That one's too far. I gotta take that in a tooth. All right, now they're all finger tight. We got jaw 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. All right, so I put my wrench on it there. I like to tighten them a little bit on the back one first. I always put a little bit on the back one first. I like to make sure that one's snug and sitting tight. And then we'll torque down the front one. And then come back, finish torque the rear one. Now I can leave my wrench here and go do these other jaws. You can move it around if you want, I don't. Give that a little snugness, make sure it's sitting nice and flat and tight. And the reason I do that is those T-nuts can actually rock. And the front of the T-nut's got a radius on it, which allows it to rock quite a bit more than the back of it will. So I put a little tension on the back first. Make sure it's sitting flat before I give torque on the front. There we go. There we go. Now we can go back around just to make sure we didn't miss a bolt. Everything's torqued.